What's up, nerds? What's up, nerds? Goz Master here with another Magic the Gathering puzzle quest. Today's quest, loops! Loops! So many loops! I'm going to be able to show you all of the different loops that are going on in this series. Here's the first loop deck. I'm going to show you at least five, loopable decks in Standard right now that you can use to dominate. In fact, I would tell you, young kids, with the new meta switch happening in October, i.e. the first four sets are going to be dropping off, Vow, Midnight Hunt, Streets of New Capenna, and Kamigawa War, or Neon Dynasty. Those four sets are going to be rotating out, and these are some of the cards you want to get prior to it rotating out, because if you have these and you have these builds, you can compete in legacy events very easily. Let me show you. Satoru The Infiltrator, 8 mana, legendary 2/3, blue-black, human ninja rogue. When a creature enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Then, if that card has the plot, which we don't care, that card gains half of its mana. Ooh, rounded down. Otherwise, gain 4 mana. That's significant. The back part of that is significant. Now, this is Manaform Hellkite. Now, I know many of you may not have Manaform Hellkite. It comes from Vow. It's worthwhile because when you cast a spell support card, create a dragon illusion token. This is what I call a legacy impacting card. And if you can still hunt this card down for 400 pinks at a time in the elite packs, you absolutely should, because this thing is a win con very much on itself in a looping deck, which if you add wizard class to this in legacy, ooh, chef's kiss, my man, chef's kiss. And in fact, wizard class would be the Satoru The Infiltrators on this. Good card, great card. Now, if you don't have Manaform Hellkite, you can use Ovika, because Ovika is super powerful and gets you a bunch of tokens on the board that you can go after. And I'll show you another card you can replace here too. Follow the Bodies, 11 mana. It is a masterpiece. I know it is from the newest set, so it's going to be one of those ones where, or it's from, oh no, this is from MKM. This is from Murder in Karlov Manor. This card is a masterpiece, so it's going to be harder to get. Then create X clue tokens, yada yada. You know what this does, and gains half their mana. I was lower on this card until I actually built this deck, and I actually think it's a very, very good card, because if you can get all of your cards with half their mana and keep them cost relatively low, 10 or lower, then Satoru works really, really well with it because they're gaining 4 mana. If you don't have this card, or you don't have Manaform Hellkite, you have Ovika. You can use Serpentine's Ambush instead of this card, and then the rest of this is a peasant build. Check it out. Over the top, great card that will survive rotation. Galvanic Iteration is in Vow. No, it's in Midnight Hunt. Really powerful card. First card, the spell card that can gain mana, gains half its mana, and then duplicate it, and that card gains full mana. Brutal. Cut your losses. Absolutely MVP. Rob the Archives, MVP of Streets of New Capenna. PMA, Red Flame, this will never go out of style. It's only 3 mana, and you get a bunch of mana. Leyline of the Guild Pack is a rare from MKM. Absolutely a boss card. You'll see why, because it's an enabler. And I tried all kinds of different things. I actually tried running Ill-Timed Explosion in this build, but I found that the draw was actually counterproductive. Really what you want is Alchemist Gambit in here. This is another rare from Vow. 4 mana, double strike to your creature's trample, and then cleave. Basically gain an extra swap first. They get stronger unless you have cleave, which is 6 more mana, so you can pay 10 total. And then you get to actually take an extra swap, and it gives them reinforcements. Here's a look at the deck. Click, click. So I mentioned beforehand that this deck is strong enough that it can compete in legacy events. How do I know? I just went through Trial of the Plains, and I had 1 loss down here. One of the things I do to test out my standard builds is I don't heal. I just go through the event as far as I can before I wind up losing. I went undefeated through the first 2 nodes, which the second node is probably the hardest of the first 3. Then I got to the 3rd node, and I wound up losing because I think I misplayed. I probably still could have won undefeated, but it was an Omni deck that just went off, and I was a turn too late, and that's what it is. But I then promptly won the one right after that. I am going to put my money where my mouth is, though, and I'm going to enter the hardest node. If you don't know what this node is all about, the rules of this one are very simple. They get, in 3 turns, they get double the mana, and all of their creatures do double damage. So I'm going up against Rawl in this. How good does Goz think his deck is? I think my deck's pretty good. Let's check it out. Rawl on Rawl violence. It's, why has there got to be so much hate crime here? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Satoru out as quick as I can. Let's go here. Draw the card, gain the mana. Does not do the thing we want it to. But I do have a 5 swap, and I will take it. All right, so let's go here. Now, we're not adding any creatures to this. In fact, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. I'm going to go into my 3rd ability. I don't want to cast any of that other stuff. If I can get that on the board, that's great. Cool, cool. Okay, so I want you to note there what just happened. A support entered the board, not a creature. I drew a card, and I gained the mana. Pay no attention to the man behind the mirror. Curtain. All right, so now we need Maniform Hellkite. We got to get this out. And I think we can do it this way. Yes, let's do it this way. So we're going to go blue, bink, get Maniform Hellkite on the board, and this is the way this card's supposed to work. We cast a spell, we get a creature, we draw a card, we gain the mana, right? Now we gain the double strike for everybody. They don't get haste, but the other spell does, so that's cool. All right, so now we have an extra swap on top of all of that, right? And we want to get Follow the Bodies out. And we're going to go ahead and do here, bink. And we're going to draw full mana for Follow the Bodies. We're going to get our supports out on the board. All right, cool. We get another swap. Follow the Bodies, yes, we'll take those. All of our stuff gets half its mana. And here the loop begins. When we draw a ley line, we click yes, we destroy everything on the board that is theirs, we gain a bunch of mana. Life is good. We didn't get any mana. And essentially that's game already. With the double strike hasty creatures, that is game. That is game. Turn 2. We're going to say not now because we don't want to trigger it. We just want to swing for game and win. I said, yes, we want to swing for game and win. That's it. Oh, we have an extra swap. Now be careful not to make a 5 match here or else you will re-trigger the loops again. If you're not too confident it's going to work, go ahead and mute your cards down and go from there. That, my friend, is how this deck works. And it works just as well with Ovika and Serpentine's Ambush. So, there you go. There you have it, my friends. This is the deck. Take a look at it. Click, click. I would highly encourage that if you don't have many of these cards that are in Vow or in Midnight Hunt or Streets of New Capenna, Kamigawa War is a little iffy. Or Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, I should say, is a little iffy. I wouldn't go after many of the cards that are in that set. However, it's important that you do collect all of them so that when you do get to the point where you can get an Omni with a non-dupe deck, you pull the trigger and get Omni. That said, what do you think of this? Do you have a deck that can take Satoru while he's broken, because he is broken right now, and use him to maximum capacity? They will fix him, but even after they fix him, this deck, along with probably, and I actually may even switch out Ovika for him because he creates more tokens, which then enables you to do the thing that you want to do and go from there. So that said, my friend, I appreciate you. I know you could be anywhere in the world. Just spend this last few minutes with me here, and I hope that you enjoyed this. Till our next quest, where I'll have another loop deck for you, I will show you my favorite loop deck. This one's getting up there. This might be my second favorite, if not my favorite here coming up soon. But I'm going to show you my longest standing favorite one in the next one. Till the next quest, my friends. Swords up.